Welcome to Everything Economics. We study microeconomics, macroeconomics, and every other type of economics. Hello everyone, welcome back. So in this part we will discuss some other elasticity concepts. We have discussed price elasticity of demand and price elasticity of supply. Here we will discuss some other elasticities. Alright, so let's start it. So first we have the income elasticity of demand, which measures the response of quantity demanded to a change in consumer income. So for example, if we are talking about a specific product, let's say it's an apple. So for example, if your income increases, will you purchase more apples or less apples? That's what income elasticity of demand tries to find out. It's a quantitative number, and we find elasticities like a number from 0 to 1 or greater than 1. And the formula is income elasticity of demand is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded over percentage change in income. It's similar, just here we have just changed in income here. In price elasticity of demand we used to have price here. In income elasticity of demand we have percentage change in income instead of percentage change in price level. As you can recall from chapter 4 of demand and supply, we learned that a normal good is one for which the demand increases as income of consumers increase. So for example, if you increase the demand of apples as your income increases, apple is a normal good. And as your income increases, if you decrease the demand for let's say some vegetables, so those vegetables would be inferior goods. So in the case of normal goods, price elasticity of demand is positive, is greater than 0, because there is a positive relationship between your income and the demand for a normal good. So the demand for apples will increase as your income increases. See, both of these things are increasing, income and demand for apples. So there is a positive relationship, and its income elasticity of demand would always be greater than 0. On the other hand, we have inferior goods for which your demand decreases as your income increases. So in this case, for example, if your income increases, you will decrease demand for a small car and you will go for a big car. So in this case, a small car would be an inferior good because your income has increased and now you're gonna go for a big car and not a small car. The demand for small car will decrease. So in that case, the small car is an inferior good and its income elasticity would be less than 0, that is negative. Alright, so this is all, that's all about income elasticity of demand. We are not going to go in details about it, but I hope you get the idea of the concept. Alright, so the other one is gross price elasticity of demand, which measures the response of demand for one good to changes in the price of another good. So the formula is gross price elasticity of demand is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded for good 1 divided by percentage change in price of good 2. Here, when we are talking about gross price elasticity of demand, we are mainly talking about substitutes and complements, and we will talk about them separately. First, substitutes. So what are substitutes? Substitutes are like Coke and Pepsi. So for example, if the price of one product increases, you can easily substitute that good for another one. Like, so for example, if the price of Coke increases, you can decrease its consumption and go for Pepsi because they are close substitutes. And here are other examples as well, like beef and chicken are also substitutes, and here we are going to discuss the example of beef and chicken. So for substitutes, gross price elasticity is greater than 0, which simply means that this thing will be positive as well as this thing. So these two things, like the percentage change in quantity demanded for good 1 and percentage change in price of good 2 will move together. So for example, in the case of beef, if the price of beef increases, it will result in an increase in demand for chicken. So if the price for beef increases, people will most likely substitute beef with chicken because they are close substitutes. People can eat both, and both are meat. And if the price of one increases, then people will go for another type of meat. So both of the relationship is positive, as the price here, here, if the percentage change in price of good 2 increases, then the percentage change in demand for good 1 will also increase. So cross price elasticity of demand for substitutes is always positive. On the other hand, we have complements. Complements are goods which are used together. So for example, gasoline and a car are complements, and pen and ink pen and ink are also complements because they are used together. So the cross price elasticity of these goods is negative. And why is it negative? Because just a second, let me remove this first. Yeah, so if you look at the formula, we have percentage change in price of good 2. Let's say this is ink, and here we have pen. So if percentage change in price of good 2 is positive, that is that is the price of ink has increased, then what will happen to the demand for a pen? It must decrease. It must be negative. So see, there is a negative relationship. When the price of good 2 or the complement increases, the demand for good 1 decreases. So here we have another example. An increase in the price of computers causes decrease in demand for software. So computer and software also complements because software is used on a computer. So if the price of computers increases, the demand for softwares will definitely decrease. So there is a negative relationship. So cross price elasticity is negative for complements. So that's it for elasticities. We discussed price elasticity of demand, price elasticity of supply, and here we discussed income elasticity of demand and cross price elasticity of demand. So these are the 4 concepts that you should be aware of, and they should be helpful for you in future whenever you are taking decisions, whenever you are taking economic or business decisions or even personal decisions. This should make sense to you now. So if it doesn't, go through it again, and if you have any questions, just post them down there in the comment section. See you guys next time. Bye.